and I'm just going to show you my trades today. So this was DraftKings. I'll just show you why I entered the trade first. So this is the 4-hour time frame. So if we zoom out on the 4-hour time frame, we can see that DraftKings has sold off dramatically. And then if we check news on this bad boy, they recently produced an income of net $3.7 million in 2024, and their Q4 actually beat expectations, but honestly not an amazing company to start with because it's all about sports betting. But yeah, their earnings did beat expectations, and it doesn't quite say their PE ratio here, which is troubling. But anyways, they had a major sell-off today, and I would never own this company long-term, but I did trade them today. So as you can see, I had a price target of potentially the previous low here on the 4-hour was my long-term price target. That's what I think this stock may go to before it rejects again, and it kind of looks like it's starting to recoup. Now I saw that to find this stock, I went on to my screeners tab and I found stocks that had been down a substantial amount with high relative volume, and that's what I was looking for to find this bottom up reversal trade. So if we go pre-market, we had a nice run up past the 200-day, which is the green line on DraftKings. And this was a previous high that we were looking at. Now, my short range price target was going to be that $23 mark. Okay, that's where I was going to exit the short-term trade. Now, if we zoom in on this is the 2-minute window. I switched to using 2-minute for confirmations as you may know, my previous trades I was preemptively entering on the 1 minute and getting destroyed because I wasn't waiting for the 2-minute confirmation just to show a clear trend change. Now, pre-market we had this level we couldn't break above. And when I saw the sell-off here and it was starting to come back up and I was watching it. Now, my goal was to see a 2-minute hold of this level here, okay? So we did have the 2-minute hold on this candle and we closed here. So we had the very next candle started to push up. When it started pushing up, I did enter the trade because we had the hold here, and my stop loss was going to be a break below this red candle. So we pushed up, and then we had a rejection of this level, and I did go negative in the unrealized losses at that point, but I stayed in the trade because I was looking for a clear trend change in order to get out of the trade, which was a break below this candle. So we did get this full push up. Now I exited the trade at the top of this candle and my price target was going to be $23. So I exited early. The reason I exited early is because I am now trading with paper money, which is fake money for those who don't know. And I saw that my account was plus 124% because I had another trade prior, which I'll show you guys. But anyways, I did have a huge gain, over 1% gain from this one candle because my size was so big. So I put about 90% of my account size, which is about 90 grand US, into this trade because I'm trying to trade with conviction and regardless of what is happening. Hindsight's 2020, right? My target price was going to be $23, which I did not get to. I got a little spooked out because of my percentage gain. So ideally my size should have been smaller on this trade, but I don't know because I exited that candle there because of the percentage gain, and I was very confident that we were going to have a push up, and that did happen, and I capitalized on that move. Now it did not hit $23, and as you can see, it totally broke the trend and sold off. Now we could very well go sideways and then break up later in the day. That doesn't really matter to me. If I would have stayed into the trade to 23, even if I would have stayed to like 22.78 and then let it sell off, I would have got right back to my entry point. So it would have been break even at this point. It would have came back up, and then probably would have sold at the second break even and been zero on that trade. So I did document it on my binder here, everything that happened, that I sold early, why I entered the position, pretty much documented everything, and I put it as a scalp. So the whole gist of this was a bottom-up reversal trade / a breakout, but the whole gist of this, I want 20 trades, bottom-up reversals, document absolutely everything, scalps, if they were full TPs or scalps or whatever, and then over that full size data, I'll be able to accumulate enough information to be like, okay, when I scalp, I'm actually better off than if I would have hold the trade to full TP. So then I know I can work with that, or I know, hey, when I scalped, I missed out on all the gains and it hit TP 80% of the time. So then I can back my conviction. So my gut right now tells me one thing, but I don't have any data to back it because I've been trading willy-nilly, and sure, I've been documenting a lot of it, but it's been more or less just me talking about whether or not the trade went to like TP and so I'm not documenting all the things I need to, and just really building some data behind the setups. This was the trade I had on AMAT. We had a rejection of this high, and I was looking for a retest of this level here, okay? Now, we did have a push, started push, and I exited the position really prematurely on this one, like so prematurely. It's so funny because it's like, I'm trading paper capital, it's not even real capital, and I'm exiting early. So clearly there's some like psychology I gotta sort out up here. But anyways, trade went all the way to my TP, and then it bounced on the TP and continued the downward trend. Now, if I would have stayed in this trade from here to this point, and I actually had a stop loss of breaking the all-time high here, if it broke this high, I was gonna be out of the trade. This would have been a 2% trade with the size that I had in it, and I actually only settled for 0.1% because I chickened out of it. My retest to breakout zones both happened according to plan. Both I sold too early. Okay, retest to breakout zones, I had 2 successful out of 20 so far, so that's 10%. And our bottom up reversals, we had 1 successful. So once I hit that 20 mark for both of those, I'll have very good data to back my confidence or lack of confidence. You guys have a good, what is it today? Friday. Yeah, have a good Friday.